Hi, welcome. So variety is the spice of life. So we're talking about the airplane children, which is the children that have the do not disturb sign kind of placed on them from possibly some parents that do not have time. Okay, so kind of what possibly somebody may be feeling out there. So welcome to my TikTok channel. Mysticism will just knock your socks off. Mysticism is where you have kind of like experienced something kind of not necessarily supernatural, but you've kind of possibly, maybe if you're like me, you've tapped into a realm. And abuse will help, is kind of like the path to an awareness. Abuse is the path to awareness. Let's just put it that way. So hope everybody's having a great day today. Joe Cocker is the lyric today. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Try with a little help from my friends. Try with a little help from my friends. So welcome, and we'll see what comes out of the cards today. Oh, isn't this interesting? So this is, you know, can't seem to get away from the Elvis Presley book club whatsoever. So this is possibly 2 for 2 out here. But, you know, these are the ones that are tooting their own horn. And that book club circles me a lot. Okay, so I'm not sure how I'm not sure where I'm going to pin this tail on this donkey, meaning I don't know where this video is going to go yet. So maybe I'll just let the cat out of the bag. I have resumed a YouTube channel while I'm pending my appeal, and but I'll kind of mention it a little bit later, probably in about 2 weeks. Okay, so but it's going to be talking a little bit more about mysticism, because really and when you understand what mysticism is, maybe the younger generation, the younger generation will be experiencing. I'm not an anomaly, so but it feels like that bombastic. I fell into a burning ring of fire. But what would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you turn around and walk out of me? So Lojo as well is a cartoon character in my deck here that I was being reminded of. And one of the most dangerous is the psychopath. Okay, these are your frenemies. And if you were anything like me, because I know I'm not an anomaly when it comes to forming friendships and surviving narcissistic abuse, you're going to need help, because you will have attracted some long-term, this is longevity, long-term friendships. And once you unhook yourself from that, because these types of friendships, they drag you through life, they don't lead you through life. Now, this is very, very interesting. So we're talking about somebody here, Gyro, or these particular narcissists wear an incredible defense mechanism. There's one particular person that I heard the other day that said, I'm not mentioning any names here. This particular person said that when they do lives, they don't want to be disturbed. This is the do not disturb. These are the airplane children that are being raised by some psychopaths out there, where the live is more important. Like when somebody clicks on a live, the live is more important. And the instructions are, do not disturb me when I'm on a live. Do not disturb me when I'm on a live, okay? So if I suddenly just shut my camera off as I'm talking here, that's because a very important phone call. If my son comes in on this YouTube or on this visual apparatus here, that's a self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, but that may mean something for somebody, but I will not come back on. So the video will end, okay? Because it feels to me like all of these are live, but I like to go to Gyro Beach here, and but this is the center of attention, okay? A narcissist has to be the center of attention all the time. And they do put the airplane mode on to their children or to their wife, to their spouse or whatever, okay? So this always reminds me the class action suits that are possibly in the Elvis Presley world. And that's all I have to say about that. Charging memberships or fees, you know, I'm just kind of going back down memory lane here for some reason. I don't know where I'm going to post this video because I'm a fragile rock, okay? So like Moon River, you have to be sensitive, deep thinking, flowing, but solid. Now, Joe Cocker, what would you do if I sang out of tune, right? Would you turn around and walk right out on me? Well, they would, okay? You walk the line. You will walk a line when you have a narcissist around you. Okay, it's not easy. These relationships are not easy to pick up from and move on from. I often will say it's better for children to come from a broken home than live in one. What would you do? And abuse is the path to awareness. How's that? Okay, so I'm going to do kind of a little switch these cards around here. What would you do? I butchered these lyrics all the time. So, Simple Simon met a pieman. I love those little lyrics or those nursery rhymes. Okay, sketchy, sketch artist. Narcissists are very, very sketchy. The psychopath is very, very sketchy. This is the one that wants to paint you with a brush of something that you're not, okay? They want to blame you all the time. It's a defense mechanism. Now, how would this card play out today? Well, we see the paintbrush. This can be the holy roller as well, right? The holy roller, that's the sanctimonious one. Rules for thee, but not for me. That's the one that may be following you or burning the midnight oil to wonder where you are. This particular person, I walked away 5 years, so almost 5.5 years ago. One of the last things that this particular person said to me was that basically you'll be back in a year. Well, this is where I came in and said, well, watch me. They wouldn't even recognize me now. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you turn back and walk out on me? They will leave you hanging. Here comes that beggar card again. And then try to love bomb you to get you into the snare all over again. Familial narcissistic abuse is designed on manipulation. That's the beggar card. There is no, this isn't about forgiveness. This is about indifference. Realizing that those, I think it was Dolores Cannon that said, is that her name? That said, these are your teachers. Okay, so these are, like, I ripped up these so-called, or these soul contracts. We're done, it's over. Because I don't want to come back and have to learn this lesson all over again. You do not want to learn narcissistic abuse all over again. And it's baby steps when you're trying to understand it. The love bombing is incredible. Okay. What would you do if I sang out of tune? There we go. This is who I would take the phone call from. You will never, ever, ever see me tell him, my prince, that this is more important, right? These are people out here that are is that a self-fulfilling prophecy? I don't even know what that means. This is not for profit, but this is my prince. You'll never see me not take a phone call from him. So I think I'll do one more. I'm blessed. I'm just blessed. What would you do? That was the mini heads card underneath there. These are the cerebral narcissists. I saw something yesterday. I saw something called Poly Market. Poly Market is kind of an online gambling thing situation. I just get the EBGBs from it. You know, I was raised with a gambler, and with a psychopath, you come last. The desires and the wants and the control of a gambler or a narcissistic psychopath always come first. What would you do? There we go. These are the liars. This is the keep it simple, stupid method. These are the gold diggers. That's the dojo card. That's the chef card. Keep it simple. That's the multi-millionaire card. Narcissists are embellishers, like to an extreme. And in order to be a cheater, you have to be a liar, you know, liars, cheaters, thieves. That's kind of the easy way in a pattern. They all work in a pattern. And they have a lot to choose from. Entrapment. If you have a child with this type of person, it's entrapment. What would you do? You only experience the dark night of the soul once. And if anybody tells you that you can have more than one purpose in your life, they're absolutely wrong. They're absolutely 100%. You don't want to come back and learn these lessons. You don't. I feel like there's a banjo out here. That's that banjo card. It's kind of like the 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Okay, so one more here. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so this is the Sir Rudy card, okay? And I don't know how to explain this card. Master of Disguise, Keeper of the Keys, Master of Disguise, whatever that means. But that person will make your life hell, okay? They're very, very competitive, whether it's in your work life or on social media. Very, very competitive. They want to be the king of the castle. That's the bread card. Bread man. And you know my name is Simon, and the things I draw come true. So this is the bride at every funeral, the corpse at every wedding. If this person is your mother or your spouse, you're going down the rocky road. You're going down a very, very rocky road. And in some instances, the only way you get out of it is when spirit comes in and says enough is enough. Either takes you out through passing away or takes you out and relocates you. Rejection is protection. That is stand up and take a bow. Because what happens when you have a psychopath around you, it will shock you, okay? They will do things, possibly take a bow at a funeral or at a funeral. They are the bride there, okay? They revel in this. They enjoy it. This is like evil beyond anything you could imagine. What would you do if I sang out a tune? Would you get up and walk out on me? They'll walk out on you so fast. I've said it before, the person that in some instances is walking down the aisle will not be the same person that will be when you get married. in some instances. Lyrics are a fantastic way. Joe Cocker, if that's his right name, if that's the way I'm saying it. What would you do if I sang out of tune? So that's it for this particular part of this video. Also, yeah, so this one is going to be called Abuse Raises Awareness. I think I've done this okay for today. It doesn't feel right now. There's just feels like I'm going through a little bit of an adjustment. So it is truly all about mysticism. So we'll see you when we see you. Like, subscribe if you wish. It's all done. Enjoy.